here today, reunited on stage here. You guys excited for this?
Yeah!
That's me.
Good job, Mark.
I'm talking, of course, about Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So, without further ado, let me just bring out this cast, because you guys want to see them. First up, please give your biggest round of applause you can possibly imagine for the star of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She plays Sabrina Spellman. Give it up for Melissa Joan Hart. Keep it going for, have you right on the end over here. Keep that going for Salem Saberhagen, Nick Bakay. Hi. Give it up for Nick. She played one of Sabrina's aunts, the wonderful Hilda Spellman. Give it up for Caroline Ray. And what is Hilda without Zelda? Give it up for Beth Broderick. All right, he won our hearts, he broke some hearts, this very on-off again thing. Please welcome Mr. Harvey Kinkle, Nate Richard. All right, you know him as the Quiz Master. Please give it up for Alimi Ballard. All right, it's good old Josh from the coffee shop, Josh Blackheart. Give it up for David Lasher. She plays Sabrina's wonderful roommate in college, playing Roxy King. It's Soleil Moon Frye. And finally, the other half of it all, Morgan Cavanaugh. Please welcome Elisa Donovan. All right, guys, give it up for the cast of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, please. Welcome, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. It has been 14 years since this show went off the air. I feel like we just could all use a little finger exercise, maybe. Like stretch those joints. We all, you know, point. There you go. Did you ever get fatigued doing the finger? No finger fatigue?
No, that's why we chose the finger. It's easy.
So obviously, so many people out to see you guys all here today. Let me ask you, Melissa, what is the strangest place Sabrina you ever saw Sabrina in the wild? You know, where the show ever came up and you saw Sabrina fans in a strange place.
Well, I understand that I speak like 142 languages. So the show was very international, which was amazing. You know, that this kind of show would transfer over so many different kind of cultures and to so many different people, and it really became a kind of worldwide thing. And it didn't hit Europe until much later. Actually, I was right as the show was ending. I got married in Italy, and nobody there knew the show. But like 2 years later, went back for an anniversary trip, and all of a sudden, everybody knew the show, and everyone thought it was so new. So it was interesting.
Yeah. And
you get called witch in a lot of different languages. Like Grega is the Italian for witch. That's what they call it.
I was even doing a movie in Cairo, Egypt, and they knew the show. And I was shocked. I was like, really? Yeah, it's everywhere.
totally. I mean, Nick, I imagine as the voice of Salem, you might get recognized just at like a Starbucks or something, you know, like doing the voice. Has anybody ever said, oh, excuse me, can I ask you a question? Are you the Salem the guy?
It only happens when I order a latte. Once in a while, people, it's familiar. They go, there's something about you, but it's normally that I think we went to high school level together, you know, so.
That's everybody. We all get that, right? Yes, or, you know, the gym or yoga together or something.
Totally. Well, I want to ask about some of the early years at the beginning. Sabrina was, I believe when you were pitching this show, ABC was the first network to say, you can have TGIF, you can have this time slot. What did TGIF mean to you? I mean, did you feel like the show was an underdog at the beginning?
Well, my mom, Paula, was the producer. She found the comic strip, she turned it into a TV movie, and then she sold it to ABC. But she pitched it to, I think, 4 different networks in one day. And by the end of the day, I think she had 3 offers, but ABC was the only one that gave her a time slot, and TGIF was the time slot, and she said that's where it belongs. We're doing it. So it was really Paula who did that.
And for the cast, what did it feel like at the height of TGI Mania? I mean, what was that like, Nate? Harvey and Sabrina were on and off again and on and off again and on and off again. Did fans ever come up to you and say, "Look, dude, you got to put a ring on it"?
On the height of it, it did get pretty crazy. I remember going to a mall one time with my girlfriend at the time. We were going to a record store, Sam Goody. I don't know. Remember that? Yeah. So we make it past the perfume counter at Bloomingdale's, and one little girl perks up, and then she whispers, and she giggles and laughs and runs and screams, and then another one, and then we had a mob of girls running. I didn't go into a mall for at least 2 years after that.
I always used to joke that if every maitre d' at every restaurant were 7 years old, we could get into any restaurant.
Yes.
But then you guys kept watching it, and now you are like 25, so we can get into any restaurant.
Thank you for that. Well, David, also to the point of this on and off again relationship, what did you feel and hear from people when Josh started getting involved and winning a little bit of Sabrina's heart in some of those seasons?
Well, it was tough because people were used to them together, so not everyone took it so well. But I think it took time to find my place and win people over, and then eventually our two characters became friends. And it was all good, but it was I think rough.
You had to fight for that love.
I had to fight for it.
You had to fight for that love.
I had
That's
to
good.
earn it. He's a good guy.
So down over on the end of the table, Elisa and Soleil, you guys give it up, please, a little bit for the college years. What was your impression of the show when you were joining it, and how did it sort of feel different from other sets you would later go on to be a part of?
Well, I remember, I think the first or second episode, it was like the 100th episode, and we were like, oh, it just feels like two, you know, it feels like it was yesterday. So we were coming into this incredibly successful environment, and I had known Melissa because Clueless, the series was on TGIF as well the first year, or maybe two, I don't remember, we only did one or two.
They launched at
and
the
then
same
we
time.
moved. Yeah, they launched at the same time. And so that whole culture of that time was really, I mean, you couldn't go anywhere. Like malls were you couldn't go there.
And I was so excited because I got to work with one of my best friends, and I had been able to do Punky Brewster, which was such a fun show, and to come on to another timeless show was so great. A show that felt so timeless, where it was so fantastic and already a family, but they made us feel so welcomed.
Yeah, it was very much run like a family, the whole show. We did things together, and
We hung out day, we hung out at night.
Yeah, we worked out at like 4 in the morning, went to work at 6 a.m. and then like
Game night at Paula's house?
Game night at my mom's house, and then so we'd wrap it like if we were lucky enough to wrap by like 9 p.m. we were out like hitting the bars. So
I don't remember it being invited to any of it.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
We were all 18. So Nick also was a writer. So while we were acting, he was writing. Then when we were partying, he was writing, and then when we were working out, he was writing. Like, so he, and now he's on a very popular show, Mom. So he's the writer of Mom.